Well, I do think with the right additions added to the squad, I think this has got to be the year we qualify for Europe. I know I keep saying it, but this year it's going to be true. Hello and welcome to part 65 of City Till I Die. Coming up into today's episode, we shall be playing through our summer transfer window. But before we do any transfer business, let's go ahead and take a look at our end of season review 32-33 season. So pretty, well, not far into the future, only like 7-8 seasons into the future, but in the Premier League, but still have not qualified for Europe. It's definitely coming. We came so close to it this year. I have this feeling it's going to be next year or the year after. I just hope we get at least one season in Europe before FM25 drops. So hopefully that's this year, if not the next year. So that's the plan. So players that came in this year, we had Iolo Owen came in. Pretty decent midfielder, if you ask me. 6 goals, 9 assists. Not too bad. Then Mateus Cunha came in. He wasn't bad attacking mid. He's 33 years old. I believe we tied him down to a new contract. Yeah, and contract expired in 2035. He is wanted by Saudi Arabia, so never know if we can get in some money for him. We might just sell him. Dogan Alemdar, he replaced who was our goalkeeper? Shantuna, he replaced him. And believe it or not, he's one signing of the season. I wasn't expecting that, but I think he's done a good job, very good job. 30 years old, obviously ability wise, he's not going to improve, but he did concede 20 goals in 14 games, so it's not the best, but not the worst. So hopefully he'll be decent next year. Hopefully, might get in. We do have a young goalkeeper coming in at the beginning of this season. I'm not saying he's going to be the first choice, but you never know. Then Lazaro, again, just as purely as another left winger, very good player, but he is getting on a bit. We will try see if we can find a left winger, albeit with decent potential, or want to replace him as first choice, because obviously Bowen, he's okay, but he is getting on a bit. Faton, again, quite a young centre back, didn't really play a whole great deal of games, but hopefully he plays a few more this season. And Charles Nuhu, I think when he did play, I think he was pretty okay. Obviously, bags some potential. Maybe we could do with a loan spell. 3 appearances, conceded 6 goals. It's not the worst stats, but I think he'll be fine in a couple of years. I think he just needs a season out on loan, first team football, I think. So that's what we're going to plan on doing to this episode, because I don't think he can become homegrown. Oh, we can. Oh, maybe we won't zone him out. Maybe not. Then Paleo, he's pretty terrible. I think we probably do end up selling him. He is wanted by a whole host of teams from the Spanish leagues and French leagues. And is there any Italian clubs in there? Don't think so. I think it's just Spanish and French teams. So yeah, I think he'll probably be going at the end of this season. And Jared Bowen, again, he's just Jared Bowen. And you can't really. He's okay as an emergency backup, but again, he's not Premier League level anymore, so he probably does go this season. Then Yoki Nadan, a fantastic player. I'm sure he'll have a bright future with either Atletico Madrid or another club. I'd like to bring him in permanently, but then again, I would like to bring in a world-class right winger, because Hesterman, he's not getting any younger. He's certainly not getting any better. So I think we do need another right winger. So the board expectation this season was finishing the mid-table. We safely did that. Say we finished in the top half, just outside, 9 points outside Europe. So if we can turn some of those draws into wins, we're going to qualify for Europe. So Aston Villa only won 20 games. We only needed to win 4 more. We lost 13. I think if we could start turning some of them into draws, I think most of them were pretty narrow defeats, all of them by at least 2-1 goals. So nothing too major to worry about. So the loss is still very tight. So English FA Cup got to the quarter-final. So hopefully, I'd say hopefully, in one of these seasons, we will get to a domestic cup final, albeit FA Cup or Carabao Cup, which didn't go well this year. We got knocked out by Plymouth Argyle on a, I think it was a penalty shootout, but let's not talk about that. So our biggest win this year was a 6-2 win over Blackburn. The match to remember was our 2-2 draw against Man United. I mean, that's very surprising, that. Then goal of the season went to Owen for his goal against Blackburn. Was the Blackburn game in an episode? I honestly can't remember. What minute was it? What minute was it? It was 30 minutes. So let's take a look at that goal. See how good it was. He scored I'd say a handful of good goals, but let's see how great this one is. See if it is worthy of goal of the season, because some of them, they've been okay, and yet that one's definitely goal of the season. Absolute sublime finish straight into the top left-hand corner. I can see why that was awarded goal of the season now. So finances this year, pretty okay. Reputation has stayed the same. Annual revenue, absolutely all of them have gone up, barring broadcast revenue, which has gone down. I'm not sure why, because we're still in the Premier League, but it's not like we've dropped down to the Championship. Merchandise sales, pretty decent. Most popular names being Cunha, Trevino, Matumbu, Bowen, and Lazaro. I presume Bowen just because he's a household name. Everybody knows who he is. So that's well, I guess that's why we signed him. So best 11 this year was in goal we had Jan Tunen, obviously not with us anymore at Lazio. Did he? Oh my Christ! Oh my good God! He's even worse. He's the only place. So he kept 5 clean sheets. So he conceded 28 in 12 games. I mean, that is absolutely ridiculous. You can see why we sold him, because he's just not at that standard anymore. 4 years ago, absolutely fantastic, but just not now. There we are, the back row: Santiago, Mourinho, Hill, and Aguilera. Owen and Trevino in the midfield. Then we have Testament on the right, Lazaro on the left, Cunha in the middle, and Matumbu up front. I mean, average rating wise, only one of them averaging a 7, and that was Santiago. The rest of them, yeah, not very good, was it? Not a good season at all for the young lads. So fans player and young player both got awarded to Santiago. I don't disagree with that at all. He was an absolute fantastic player for us this year. Signing of the season, Doggan, still don't really understand that, considering he only came in January. So very, very surprising about that. But Matumbu, top goal scorer with 18. Oh, I tell you what, he was so good for it. What did he get last season? He sure did not get 18 last year. He got 8 last year. Okay, it's an improvement from last year, but is it time for us to sell him? I don't know, because we've got Kubo coming through with 17 finishing. He's ready to start, I think, Kubo is. And Aguilera got most assists with 11. Matumbu, only 3 player for matches. That says something about our squad. Only 3 player for match awards for Matumbu. That's absolutely ridiculous. Most goals, the record breakers, most goals by a player in a league match did get broken by Stanislav Shimlewski. 4 goals. Jared Bowen, our oldest player at 36 years old. I doubt that record's going to get broken anytime soon. Highest transfer fee received, Sergio Garcia, 48 million. That might get broken this transfer window. It might do, it might not. Oldest goal scorer, Jared Bowen, 36 years old. A record that probably won't get broken for an absolute long time unless we sign an old player, which most of them have retired by now. Right, don't need to see that timeline, because I don't really like it. I don't really look at it. So let's see what the board want us to do next season. So they want us to play attacking football, play entertaining football, play high tempo pressing football. So basically do play the same as what we did this season, but just a little less sloppy. Work within the wage budget. I think that's pretty easy to do. If we don't do that, there's something seriously wrong with me. Minimum 4-year contracts for first team players, that's fine. Finish in the mid-table, that's all good. My contract does end, not this end of the next season, but the end of the next season. So end of the 2035 it ends. I'm not sure if I probably will just end up signing a new contract, but I might do, I might not. It depends how far we are in the save and depending on the date in real life, of course, because I'm really, really far ahead. So there's a slight chance this could potentially be the final season or the penultimate season. Who knows with this save and when FM25 supposedly gets released. So let's talk about the players for next season. So mid-table is going to be as planned. That's all good. I'm not going to speak about any of the other cups and promises. I just don't do them because they're just going to get broken and that will result in unhappy players. Where shall we go for the training camp? You know what? Let's go Germany. I don't think we've ever been done a training camp in Germany. Let's see who we play. Stanislav Chmielewski, unhappy. Promise not kept. I did suspect that was going to happen because he wanted to play as a deep line forward. We ditched that formation. I don't think we actually played that formation this year. So I suspect Chmielewski is going to want to go. Yep, yeah, that's fine. I was going to plan on selling him anyway. So because we're not using deep line forwards anymore, he's not really a attacking midfielder. So it sort of makes sense for us to sell him. So that's fine. That's Chmielewski possibly going out the door again. Transfer business is still up in the air. I don't really know what we're going to do. All I know is James Hill is potentially joining Everton for 28 million, which will boost the transfer budget. I have asked the board see if we can boost the transfer revenue because at the moment it's 50%. I would like it to be at least 75% if possible, maybe even 100 if they're that generous, but we're at that stage yet. So if they can boost it, that'd be very good, especially if we want to try and sign world-class players. That would do us a world of good. So I think for now, I'll probably just go straight forward to the opening day of the transfer window where hopefully we might be joined by a few new faces. Well, it's the first day of the brand new transfer window and the rumour train has started once again. First of many rumours I'm sure we'll get throughout the course of today's episode. Obviously, I won't show you in them all, but Iolo Owen has been rumoured with a move to Al Nassr, which potentially, if that does happen, could end up being 51 million. I will take that for him. I really will. He's only been here for what, like a year? Yeah, just a year. We signed him for 19.25 million, so wouldn't be the end of the world if we sold him for 51. We could potentially do a lot of damage with that sort of money, but obviously we've got a few players leaving us, who we will go through them shortly. A couple are leaving now. A couple of 3 of them are leaving in the beginning of July. So let's see who we have been rumoured with. So we've been rumoured with Lawson Markle. Never really heard of him, but a decent left winger, decent pace about him. So that's pretty decent. Not really much potential, but we'll give him a go. He's better than Nassr, who's still showing up as 3 stars, but 2.5 stars compared to that. So is he the best left? He's the best left mid. Is he the best left winger? No, Matumbu's showing up as the best left winger. That's surprising. Matumbu has also been rumoured with a move to Norwich. Like 89 million, I think it was. I doubt Norwich are going to offer that, but if they do, I'm just going to accept it straight away. JB Bellingham. Wow. Still at Sunderland, so clearly not as good as his brother, but we will we'll give him a scout. I doubt we're going to sign him, but I've said that plenty of times about players we've been rumoured with, but we might do, we might not. We'll see what his scout report comes back as. Liam Gibbs, another player from Sunderland. Yeah, I don't think they signed him 55 million from Burnley. They're going to make a huge loss if we end up signing him, which I very much doubt it. We will scout him. I mean, judging by his reports, I doubt we haven't even scouted him, but at the moment, he just does not look like a good player, so I doubt we are going to sign him. But let's see who's leaving the club. So let's just introduce our new young goalkeeper that we've signed, Peter Fiolic. He's a Croatian goalkeeper, 2 stars of capability, 5-star potential. He's a decent League One player, potentially Premier League. In fact, this guy might be the guy we loan now, because he's not going to become homegrown, because he's 19 years old, so might potentially loan this guy out just to get some first-team football, be it League One or maybe further around the National, where he'll absolutely tear it up, or we'll loan out one of the young goalkeepers, just not sure which. It came in from Osijek for £8 million, so pretty decent transfer fee. Might have overpaid for him, but yeah, it's only 8 million at the end of the day. I'm sure we'll make a decent profit. I think we'll probably just loan him out just until the end of the season. Maybe if we after recall him, we do. So first player leaving us in today's episode will be James Hill. He has joined Everton for £28 million, I think. But how much should we sign him for? Signed him for 26, sold him for 28. So it's a £2 million profit. It's not too bad. It could have been a little bit better. Do we have anyone else leaving? No. Jose Maria Paleo will be leaving us to join Girona for £7 million. Stanislav Chmielewski is going to be joining Villarreal for £25 million. And Joe Bowen is joining Getafe for £2.8 million. So all of those players leave at the beginning of July. So this is what the squad... Well, you can't really look at the squad because obviously it's still got the players that are leaving there. So at the moment, I'm actually pretty happy with the squad. Obviously, James Penman, I believe, is out of contract. Yes, he is. I don't think we have anyone else out of contract. Obviously, Yoki the dad is going to go back to Atletico Madrid because I doubt we're going to sign him, because I wouldn't mind signing a better right winger than Hesterman, because what did he do last season? 10 assists, 7 goals. Okay, he didn't have a bad season, but not like prolific. So I think we do need to get in another right winger, either first choice or another young right winger with decent potential. Probably first choice, because Hesterman's probably a backup, because he's not going to get any better now. Cunha he's a funny one. Cunha, he was a good. But what did he do for us last year? I don't know. I honestly don't know who's going to be staying and who's going to be going. All I know is one of our young goalkeepers will be going out on loan. That's all I know at the moment. And three of these players are already leaving. That's pretty much all I know. No other transfer business is going to be done. Who the hell is Oliver Murphy? We've just been offered 950k. Have those been accepted? Those have been accepted. We do. Oh, he is a good player, but oh my good god, he's wanted by a whole host of Premier League clubs and Tottenham. Oh wow, that is absolutely insane. Can we give him a new contract? I'd like to offer you a new contract, please. Lots of money, and we will try, if we can, a minimum fee release clause of about, let's say, 10 million. I know it's pretty low. It can be broken, so I do want. He does look like a fantastic player. I don't know who he came from. Came through our youth system, but he looks like one hell of a player. He might be our first youth player to actually make it to the Premier League, because we haven't had many. We've got Aaron Clark knocking down there as well, who is wanted on loan, so he probably will loan him out just to get some game time. Might loan him out as well if he's okay to get loaned out, because he's only 16. Not sure what the minimum age is. So enough said about that. Let's I think I'll probably just come back beginning of July or middle of July. I usually do it. So then hopefully I'd say a lot more players will have left the club, and possibly, hopefully, some new signings. Well, it's currently the 9th of July, and I'm pleased to announce, we have done a lot of transfer business, sold a few, and signed a couple. I'm not sure how many we've signed, but let's take a look and see what transfer business we've done so far. So the players that have left the club that you may not have known about. So James Penman joined Real San Sebastian on a free transfer. Juan Jaramillo joined Burnley on a free transfer. Manny Mundy, one of the youngsters, joined Wrexham on a free transfer. Chimneyski joined Villarreal, but you already knew about that. Play, you already knew about, joined for Girona. Bowen joined Getafe, and Cunha joined Al Nassr for 22.5 million. So just may as well signed him on a free. So may as well just sell him for 22 million. So that's a pretty hefty profit. And he's offered he's being paid $500,000 per week to play in Saudi. I mean, Saudi is basically a retirement village, so I can see why he wants to go there. Don't think there's anybody else. Jack Condon, also one of our youngsters, has joined Man City for 275k. We do also have a 40% sell on should he join another club. So players that have joined us, starting off with Joaquin Atan. He has returned on a permanent this time. He's a Spanish right winger, 2.5-star current ability, 5-star potential. He comes in from Atletico Madrid for £30 million. I mean, he's coming basically to be our first choice right winger. He will definitely be better than Hesterman at some point in his career. Probably by the end of this season, he will be the best right winger at the club. It says Santiago's the best right winger, but he's a right back. That doesn't matter. He's miles better than Hesterman, because Hesterman's not very good. Well, not now he is. Then we have also signed Andrzej Slama. I'm not sure how you pronounce that name, but I think I pronounced it right. He's a Czech centre attacking mid, 3 stars of current ability, 5-star potential. He's a good Premier Division player, could improve a lot, which does excite me. He comes in from Slavia Prague for £11 million, so quite a cheap transfer considering his value is 69 to 86 million. So that is very good indeed. We do have, I think, just one more player waiting to come in. Obviously, contract is Sebastian Chan. He's going to be our backup right back for this year from Liverpool. Makes sense to get him in. Just a cheap, reliable right back. Would probably start him in the cup games, I reckon. But this is what the squad currently looks like at the moment. Obviously, we think we do have a few youngsters in the squad. Yes, we do. So goalkeepers for this year, we've still got the 3 goalkeepers: Nuhu, Fiolic and Dogan. So one of them, like I said at the beginning of today's episode, Petr Fiolic or Charles Nuhu will either go out alone. Probably Fiolic, considering he's not going to become homegrown. So we'll just load him out just to see if any clubs come in for him. If not, we'll probably just try to load out Nuhu. Probably just stick them both on the transfer list. If might not do that. So right backs, we've just got Santiago at the moment. So obviously got the other English guy potentially coming in. So centre backs at the moment, we've got Reece Phillip, Mourinho and Faton Shabani. So potentially we do definitely need another centre back. We've got Owen Clark knocking down in the under-18s, but he's clearly not ready to be a Premier League starter just yet. But who's he wanted by? He's wanted by a whole host of. We might as well just learn about just so we can get some game time. I think he's already he's already trained at club, so we can learn about it. It's not going to affect him. And left backs, we've got Aglia, Gonzalez, both the same. Aglia just a teeny bit better than Gonzalez this year, so Aglia is going to be our first choice, like he has done for the past 2 seasons. Centre mids, we've got Owen, Savage, Trevino, and Vlahic. Savage is wanted by Wolfsburg, so potentially if he goes, maybe room for another centre mid, because he is our worst centre mid at the club. Who's he wanted by Wolfsburg? So potentially another 22 million added onto the transfer budget, well 10 million, because transfer revenue that's up. It has been up to 65%, so that is very good. Still a long way to go until we get to 100%, so hopefully within the next couple transfer windows it should be at 100, hopefully by the end of next season. That's the plan. Right ringers, we've got Hesseman and Dan, so that's fine. Dan pretty much going to be a first choice, and Hesseman as backup. Centre attacker mids, we've just got Slama at the moment. Then left wingers, we've just got Lazaro at the moment. We did make a contract offer for Rafael Leao, but as you can understand, he's joined Saudi Arabia. 575k per week. No way we were going to be offering that much for him. Then strikers this year, Mutombo and Kubo. So I'm quite happy with Kubo being the backup with his 16 finishing. It's gone down by 1. That's presumably because of lack of game time. So hopefully, I'd like to think he should be starting most games. Or certainly start in the cup games. How far we get in them, I do not know. I'd like to go on a cup run in both of them, if possible, or just one of them. But both of them will be absolutely ideal for most of the youngsters, because almost everyone in the squad has at least 5-star potential, which is very good for the future of the football club. So I think looking at the squad, it's probably a centre back, a centre attacker mid, and a left winger. So just 3 positions that we need. Obviously, we've got Chan coming in, who is English. He's not English, is he? Oh, he is actually English. Sebastian Chan doesn't really sound like an English name. Sounds like a, I don't know, Albanian name, like with a surname like that. But I don't really know, man. Also, another big news. We are finally moved into our new stadium. The Matt Taylor Arena is our new home. 23,845 capacity. I think all seated. Let's take a look at the stadium. So all seated. So because obviously with Premier League, it has to be all seated. Training facilities have just been recently upgraded to excellent. Obviously, we are upgrading them now, so it should be state of the art within a couple months, I think. So that is going very, very well. Hopefully, we will get even better results in the Matt Taylor Arena than we did in St James's Park. So I think I will come back just before we play our first Premier League fixtures of the brand new season, which are against Brighton and West Ham, where hopefully we will have got in the remaining positions that we need, if not, and maybe possibly a few other players. Well, we have reached the start of the brand new Premier League season. I have signed the positions I've been looking for. Some of the players are a bit, some of them are pretty decent, good potential. So let's take a look at all of the transfer business that has happened throughout today's episode. So we'll start off with the players that have left the club. A lot of players have actually left the club. Starting off with James Hill. He joined Everton for 28 million. Moving on to this season, a whole host of players left on free transfers. Penman, Jaramillo and Mundy. Some of them, I think but the Premier League, Sharon Miller is still. I wouldn't say he's going to be playing Premier League football, but he's still playing. Well, still going to be in the Premier League squad. Then Chimlewski joined Villarreal for 25 million. How much has he been paid? 61k. That's not too bad. Mateus Cunha joined Al Nassr for 22.5 million. We know what his wage is. £500,000 is absolutely ridiculous. I can't remember what we were paying him, but I think it wasn't that much. I think it was like at least 50k. If that is the case, my good God, he's done well. That's like a £500,000 wage rise. So that's pretty good for him. Then Paleo joined Girona for 7 million. Bowen joined Getafe for 2.8 million. Jack Holland, one of our youngsters, joined Man City for 275k. Obviously, we do have a 40% sell on. Should he leave Man City for any money, we'll get some decent amount of money for him. Then a whole host of youngsters have gone out on loan, including these decent youngsters. Tom Todd's not a decent youngster. Owen Clark is definitely a decent youngster. He's gone out on loan to Dunnet Shamlet, and Errol Ademi's also got decent potential. He's gone out on loan to Swindon, so hopefully get some much needed game time. Hopefully come back as better players. And Charles Nuhu has joined Empoli on loan for the rest of this season to be hopefully their first choice goalkeeper. That's what we've agreed with him. So hopefully he does play most games. And the players we have signed started off with the back end of last season. Petar Fiolic, he's a Croatian goalkeeper, 2 stars of capability, 5-star potential. Good League One, potentially Premier League. He's just going to be a backup for this year, playing the odd cup game here and then, depending on who we're against. He comes in from Osijek for £8 million. Hopefully he's a reliable backup. Obviously, may play a few Premier League games should we need him to. Then players the other players we've signed this side of the season. So starting off with Joaquin Adan. He's a Spanish right winger, 2.5 stars of capability, 5-star potential, decent Premier League player. He comes in from Atletico Madrid for £30 million. So quite happy to bring this guy in permanently, because I think he could do a lot of damage this year, especially starting pretty much every game, because he is going to be our first choice right winger, because Hesterman is just on a downward trajectory. He's just not going to get any better, but Adan, decent potential. He's going to get miles better. Moving on to Andrzej Slama. He's a Czech Republic centre attacking mid, 3 stars of capability, 5-star potential, decent pace. That's what I like about him. 5'4", so no, not 5'4", 5'11", so quite small. Might be able to squeeze in the tight gaps where he might be able to. He's a good Premier League player. He comes in from Slavia Prague for £11 million, so quite a decent chance, so quite cheap considering this value is like 70 to 88 million, so that's not too bad. Then moving on to the signings you haven't met yet. That is, well, the first one being Sebastian Chan. He's a 22-year-old English right back, 2.5 stars of capability, 3.5-star potential. Again, decent pace or a decent acceleration. Pace is mediocre, I'd say. He's a good championship player, potentially Premier League. He comes in from Liverpool for £8.5 million. I don't think that's bad, considering his value is 28 to 35, so I'm sure we'll get a decent profit if we ever happen to sell him, which might sell him next year, depending on how he does. Moving on to Ruben Alvarez. He's a Spanish left winger, 3 stars of capability, 4-star potential. Again, another one who has decent pace on him. He's a good Premier League player. He comes in on loan from Real Madrid for the entirety of this season. He is out of contract. He was out of contract when we signed him, but he appears to be signed a new contract for Real Madrid, which I didn't know at the time. I just realised that now. I thought he was out of contract. He was, but he's not now, so might sign him permanently at the end of the season. See how he does. Next up is Nuham Perez. He's a 33-year-old Argentinian centre-back, 3 stars of current ability. He's a good Premier League player. He comes in from Real Madrid for £12 million. I'm not sure why Real Madrid signed him. He barely played a game for them. I presume he might have been injured that season, or he was just not good enough to get into their squad, which I can sort of understand that, because I'm not sure what kind of players Real Madrid have got in their defence. Okay, some decent players, some not so decent players. They don't actually have that many centre backs by the looks of it, or that many defenders. So that's quite surprising they've sold him to us for that little amount of money. £5 million loss for them. So our win, their loss. I think that's the saying. I'm not sure what it is. Then last but not least is Leonardo Augusto. He's a Brazilian centre attacker mid. 2 stars of current ability, 4.5 star potential. Decent championship player, potentially Premier League. He comes in from ATM for £7 million. Didn't need a like a world class centre attacker mid. Just a reliable backup with decent potential, but he might get some game time. He'll get some game time every now and then. He won't be playing every game, but we'll get him on when we feel the need to, when he wants to. When we want to bring him on, we can. Obviously, he'll probably play most cup games. That's probably where he'll get most of his game time. Probably won't play that many Premier League games. But before we wrap today's episode up, let's take a look at the end of the season review. So, predicts us to finish 12th, above Nottingham Forest, who did qualify. You qualify for Europe. So if we had finished 8th, we would have qualified for Europe. Let's not look at that, because it's just going to make me even more upset, because I just can't believe it. I mean, if we had, what did we do in the last games of the episode? If we had beaten Liverpool, we would have qualified for Europe. If we had drawn against Wolves, qualified for Europe. Same with Aston Villa. Drawn against them, qualified for Europe. It's just... it just couldn't write it. You could not write it. I didn't even realise they qualified for Europe until just a couple of minutes ago. So, yeah, I think looking at this squad, I'd say we have a pretty decent chance of qualifying for Europe. I feel fairly confident. We've got a bunch of decent players. Some youngsters with decent potential. I'm particularly excited about Kubo with his 16 finishing. Still not sure what his best role is. Advanced forward, I think. Maybe a poacher as well, but who knows? But I'm sure he'll have a fantastic future. I don't care that he's only a good League One player. I'm sure he'll tear it up this year in the Premier League. So, with that being said, I will see you all in the next episode for our first Premier League fixtures of a brand new season, and our first game in the Matt Taylor Arena will be against West Ham, obviously, and Brighton away. If you have enjoyed today's video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more Daily Football Manager videos, and thank you very much for watching.